He almost collided with the stranger. Daniel was already moving, coffee sloshing dangerously in its cup, phone pressed to his ear, when a body stepped directly into his path. The impact wasn't hard, but it was enough to jolt him out of his rhythm. "Watch it," Daniel snapped automatically. The stranger didn't apologize. He smiled. "You're late today," the man said. "6 minutes late." Daniel stopped walking. "What did you say?" The stranger glanced at Daniel's phone screen. "If you keep this pace, you'll still catch the 6:29 bus?" "Barely. Try not to trip on the cracked pavement near the pharmacy. It's worse after the rain." Daniel's breath caught. The man stepped aside as if nothing unusual had happened and blended into the crowd. For a moment, Daniel just stood there, heart pounding, the city rushing around him. Someone bumped his shoulder. A car horn blared. Life kept moving. "Get it together," Daniel muttered to himself, then forced his legs forward. Coincidence. It had to be. Daniel thrived on routine, not because he loved it, but because it kept things quiet in his head. Same wake-up time, same shower length, same blue shirt on Mondays, gray on Tuesdays, same coffee kiosk, same bus, same seat if it was available, the one near the back, aisle side. Routine meant control. That morning, control felt cracked. At the kiosk, the barista handed him his coffee without asking. "Someone paid for you," she said. Daniel frowned. "Who?" She nodded down the street. "That guy. Said you'd be here at 6:18. Daniel turned. The stranger stood near the traffic light, hands in his pockets, not looking at him. "Hey," Daniel called out. The man raised a hand without turning around, then crossed the street when the light changed. Daniel took a step after him, then stopped. The bus hissed as it pulled up to the curb. 6:29. Daniel boarded automatically, his mind buzzing louder than the engine. He scanned the seats. The stranger wasn't there. That night, Daniel double-checked the lock before bed. Once, twice, a third time just to be sure. His phone vibrated on the nightstand. Unknown number. "You usually stop at 2. 3 means you're nervous." Daniel sat up so fast the blanket slid to the floor. He typed back with shaking thumbs. "Who is this?" 3 dots appeared, disappeared. Then a message came through. "Sleep. You wake up at 5:47. Daniel didn't sleep. By the third day, the stranger had stopped feeling like a coincidence and started feeling like a presence. He was everywhere but never fully there. At lunch, Daniel stepped out of his office building and heard a voice behind him. "You'll regret the tuna sandwich today." Daniel spun around. The stranger leaned against a parking meter sipping a soda. "What do you want?" Daniel demanded. The man shrugged. "Just helping." "Helping with what? Stalking me?" The stranger winced slightly. "That word makes it sound ugly." Daniel laughed, sharp and humorless. "Because it is ugly." The man straightened. "You always get defensive when you feel cornered, especially around noon." Daniel felt heat rush to his face. "Stop talking like you know me." "But I do," the stranger said softly. "You hate that about me." "Why me?" Daniel asked. "Why are you doing this?" The stranger looked at his watch. "You should go back inside. You're meeting Claire in 4 minutes, and she hates when you're late." Daniel's stomach dropped. Claire was his co-worker. No one outside the office knew about their lunches. "Stay away from me," Daniel said. "If I see you again, I'm calling the police." The stranger nodded almost sadly. "You won't." He walked away. That night, Daniel searched his apartment for cameras, checked vents, unplugged his smart devices. He deleted apps, changed passwords, covered his laptop camera with tape. Nothing helped. The messages kept coming. "You skipped brushing your teeth this morning. You didn't call your mother again. You're lying to yourself about being fine." Daniel snapped. He left work early, stormed through the streets, and marched straight to the bus stop where he'd first heard the stranger speak. The man was already there. "You knew I'd come," Daniel said, chest heaving. "Of course," the stranger replied. "You don't handle uncertainty well." Daniel grabbed the man by the jacket. "Listen to me. You're not clever. You're not mysterious. You're sick, and I will ruin your life if you don't leave me alone." For the first time, the stranger didn't smile. "You saved my life," he said quietly. Daniel froze. "What?" "6 months ago," the man continued, Outside the pharmacy, I collapsed. Heart issue. Everyone else walked past. You stopped. Daniel's grip loosened. The memory surfaced reluctantly. Sirens, cold pavement, a stranger's hand gripping his wrist. I stayed with you until the ambulance came, Daniel said slowly. You stayed even though you were late to work, the stranger said. Even though you hate being late. Daniel swallowed. So what is this? Gratitude? It started that way, the man admitted. Then I had time, too much time. I watched you pass every morning. Same pace, same habits. You're readable. That doesn't give you the right, Daniel snapped. I know, the stranger said. That's why I never crossed the line. Daniel laughed bitterly. You crossed it a long time ago. The stranger nodded. I wanted you to understand how exposed you are. To scare me, to wake you up. The bus pulled in. Doors opened. You should change something, the stranger said. Before someone worse notices. He stepped onto the bus. The doors closed. Daniel didn't follow. Weeks passed. The messages stopped. The stranger disappeared. Daniel changed nothing. Same wake-up time, same coffee, same bus. Because change felt like surrender. One evening, Daniel came home to find his apartment door unlocked. The lights were on. His heart pounded as he stepped inside. On the kitchen table lay a note. This isn't me. Daniel's phone rang. Unknown number, he answered. A different voice spoke. Daniel Miller, 6:45 dinner, pasta, window seat, alone. Daniel's blood ran cold, and as the call ended, one thought screamed louder than all the others. The first stranger hadn't been the danger. He'd been the warning. If you made it this far, you already know how dangerous patterns can be, and how one small habit can make a life predictable. If this story pulled you in, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your routine matters, and so does staying one step ahead.